Hi, in this video we're going to talk about how to do a free background check in Missouri. To get started, visit MissouriPublicRecords.org. I'll have a link in the description. You can click on that or just type it into your browser. On the homepage, you will notice a large database of a large list of public record databases. And I'm gonna show you how you can use these when it comes to everyday background checks, and we're also going to specifically talk about criminal records in the second half of the video, because that seems to be one of the most sought after records when it comes to background checks. So what this video is about, it's about everyday types of background checks, just nothing too specific. I'm just going to talk about all the databases you have available within the state of Missouri to do for the public to do background checks in pretty much everyday life situations. So let's get started with a first example. Would be let's say you're planning a big remodeling project and you want to hire a contractor, and you're about to put quite a bit of money into it, and you want to make sure that the person you hire or the company you hire is a legitimate company. So what you can do is you can search active licenses. And this doesn't have to be a contractor. It could be anybody. It could be a real estate agent. It could be a doctor. It could be anybody that is required to hold a license to operate their business. So you can see how long they had it for. You could see, are they paying on time? Are there any any interruptions in when they had the license? Are there any issues with the state, things like that? You can also research a business. There's a link here for business records. See how long the business has been active for. Maybe you might not want to go put up a lot of money if a company just got started a month ago. You want to make sure they're renewing their license, they're renewing their corporate or LLC paperwork on time. Everything is registered and filed correctly. Just little things like that kind of show you if they're organized, how long they've been around, are there any issues with the state. Just look at little tiny details like that. Another big thing you could do is you could use court records to research the company or the individual, or maybe both, and look for civil information, things like maybe a vendor or an unhappy customer ended up taking them to court. So you could see if there are any financial issues that this company got into when it comes to their work, when it comes to the business. So, it might actually just give you, maybe it will make you reconsider if you find some negative things. And then maybe it will actually make you feel better about working with an individual by seeing that they've been around for a long time. Everything looks organized. There isn't any lawsuits or anything involved with the company or the individual. So it's a great, you got quite a few resources you could use in terms of public databases in everyday life situations. Now let's get to the criminal record part. When it comes to background checks, this is probably the most sought after record. There are so many different background checks being done for so many reasons out there, whether professional or just everyday type of things, like just researching somebody that you're going on a date with. And the backbone is typically going to be the criminal record. So let's jump into it. If you hover over other records, click on inmate search, and as you can see here on the bottom, you'll find databases. These are jail records, and what this is how pretty much a criminal record starts. Maybe a police department, the sheriff's department arrests an individual and charges them with a crime. Typically, they'll be taken to a jail, they might post bail, they might be released, they might have to stay in jail until they see a judge, but everybody will have to go through the court system. And that's where all of the criminal information gets captured. Whether they're guilty or not guilty, that information is going to be there. So pretty much any arrest is going to go through there, and there will be a document created, unless it's sealed or there has to be a good reason for it. Unless it's sealed, then obviously it's going to be removed from public access, but majority, pretty much everything is accessible to the public. It's considered public record. So if you wanted to research the arrest information, some of these databases at the county level will provide free databases that you can use. As you can see, all I need is just a name, and it's working just fine. I'm not necessarily going to go through every single database here. I did just want to show you that you do have an option to research the booking information. So once they are at the court, you have 3 different courts here. You have the Supreme Court, Court of Appeals, Circuit Court, and then municipal, which would be like city court. This is like parking tickets, things like that. So majority of your criminal offenses, if we are researching criminal records, are going to be at the circuit court level. So anything from felonies to lower level crimes. But you also have a lot of different things in there. If you are doing background checks, it doesn't just have to be criminal information. You have civil information, small claims, evictions, family, probate, traffic, things like that. So some of these could be useful. You know, you could research somebody's driving history just based on traffic information. Maybe you'd like to find out if somebody's divorced. You could research family information, evictions, small claims if you're researching maybe a specific business, or maybe looking to get into a partnership with somebody. So there's quite a few things you could do with this. I'm going to focus just on the criminal side for this video. So once you're, and there's a link here, once you're here, you just start searching. You can select a specific court, or you could do all participating courts. Let's just try a general name here. And you want to put in as much information as you can to narrow it down. And then under case type, if we are doing criminal, let's select criminal. Or you can just select all if you'd like to just research everything. So I used a pretty general name. There's quite a few records here. I wanted to point out that you could see, like, there's a record here from 1989. So these records go pretty far back. Like your standard background check will typically do like 7 years, 10 years. So this goes pretty far back. This is a pretty complete database here. I'm going to see if I can find something more recent here. Okay, so these are all pretty old here. Okay, here we go. Here's a couple of more recent ones here. And as you can see, you have your basic information here, parties involved. So this is the individual's information, some attorney information, docket entries. This is almost like a timeline. So you could go from start to pretty much finish, and it kind of just gives you like a little story. And then you have your charges, and it looks like this individual got sentenced. Okay, so this is the charge here, and then this is the sentence. So 4 years in the Department of Corrections. So, and you have quite a few other tabs. They're just these yellow tabs on top here. And as you can see, I was able to research that. No credit card information needed, no payment needed. I didn't even have to register for an account. I just came in and started researching. So you just have to know where to search, and we have this information here for you. Another thing to consider is after a person is, let's say, found guilty, they're either going to pay a fine or they will serve some time. And if it's over 12 months, it's going to be the Department of Corrections. If it's under 12 months, maybe just a few months, it'll be at a local jail. So if you wanted to find those records, you can also do so for free. And I'm going to look at the Missouri Department of Corrections here. And if I can get these numbers right. Okay. So let's try another general name here. All right. And as you can see, there's quite a few people here. And just going to select the first one here. You have personal information, and then, of course, sentence information, and then the offense, active offenses. And then I can even try another one here. Very similar. looking records. So again, free and statewide. Another thing to consider actually is going to be the, let me get back to the background check page, one more database here. So the sex offender registry. This is another free one that you can do. And you can research, if you got a name, you can research by name, or if you just want to look at a specific location, maybe just look around a specific zip code or address and see who's registered around that location. You can also do that. Again, statewide search, absolutely free. So there you go. We went through, you got the arrests, you got your court records, you have your inmate Department of Corrections search that you can do. You got the sex offender registry. And I was just talking about criminal records there towards the end, but I have also shown you many other databases, including researching licenses, businesses, family courts, small claims courts. You can find all sorts of information using public records in the state of Missouri. And a lot of them are going to be free and pretty easy to use as long as you know where to go. So come on down. One more thing I wanted to mention was the name search on top here. Now, this is not a free database, but it's an awesome database. You might want to check it out. It has public records, court records, real estate information, criminal information, arrest information, financial reports, things like bankruptcies, maybe financial lawsuits. It also has private databases, things like cell phone information, previous addresses. So there's quite a few databases in there you might not even be thinking about. It's so it doesn't just pull records from the state of Missouri. It actually goes outside the state too. So it gives you more of like a nationwide look, so multiple states, and it's a single search system, so it's pretty much instantaneous. As soon as the system and you determine who the person is, you'll see right there if they have any information available on them, and you can proceed with it or not proceed with it, so you can quickly figure out if it's for you or not. And it's great because let's say if you're just researching in the state of Missouri, but maybe the individual you're looking into had previous past in the state of Tennessee or maybe Maryland, you're not necessarily going to see that looking at the county level or the state level in Missouri. So it's a great resource to kind of make sure you're looking at more information and not just one state, but you're also looking at previous addresses and things like that. So once again, it's MissouriPublicRecords.org. Come on down and get started on your free background check in the state of Missouri. Thank you.